In this video, I'm going to be going over the best ETFs to buy right now and why you should invest in it. So you're going to want to watch till the end. Alright guys, before we get started the video, if you could please leave a like, as these videos do take a while to make, that'd be greatly appreciated, and also subscribe. Don't forget to watch all the way till the end. In the first part of the video, I'm going to be going over what an ETF is and what is Ark Invest. In the second part of the video, I'm going to be going over why you should buy Ark Invest and what makes it the best ETF in the market right now. And then in the third part of the video, I'm going to be going over which ETFs under Ark Invest to buy and which are the best that they currently have right now. So you're going to want to watch this video all the way to the end. And don't forget to leave a like. Alright, let's get started. So what is an ETF and what is Ark Invest? So Ark Invest is basically a company and they have an ETF, and their ETF are basically funds of a collection of stocks. So an ETF is a fund of collection of stocks. It's basically like an index fund, and they share many similarities. What's the difference between an ETF and an index fund? Well, the difference between an ETF and index fund is ETFs are traded daily, are traded throughout the day, while index funds are only traded at the end of a market. And then the main difference that you would know, the main difference is the portfolio disclosure. So with ETFs, they disclose their portfolio every single day, while with index funds, they disclose it every single month. So overall, they do share many similarities. They're both a collection of stocks. So yeah, so Ark Invest is just a ETF. It's a collection of stocks run by a hedge fund manager, Cathie Wood. Cathie Wood has been known to beat the SP 500 and many of the top index funds, and she's really known right now as one of the best hedge fund managers in the industry, in the game. She's very comparable to Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, for example, invests in many companies deep rooted into the economy. Warren Buffett targets a lot of sectors that are maybe not in tech, sectors that he knows best. Cathie Wood is sort of like the newer age Warren Buffett in a way. She targets many of the newer sectors. And if you watch this video all the way to the end, I'm going to be going over the sectors that Cathie Wood is currently in and why you should currently invest in it. Alright, so that's pretty much what an ETF is and what Ark Invest is. Alright guys, so let's get to the second part of the video. Now, why should you buy Ark and what makes it the best ETF in the market right now? So when you buy Ark, you pretty much buy into a collection of stocks, right? So a collection of stocks is, instead of buying one stock, for example, instead of just buying Tesla, instead of just buying NEO, you're buying Amazon, Apple, you're just buying individual stocks. Once you buy into the ETF, then you automatically get your money diversified into all of the stocks that are currently in the Ark portfolio. So that's what makes it so powerful. Now, why would you buy an ETF over an index fund? People buy both. People buy one over the other. It's just depending on what you believe in. The SP 500, for example, is based off the top companies, while the Ark is based off specific industry-focused industries that Cathie Wood believes in and she knows. Now, Cathie Wood isn't just some random investor. She is in the game known as one of the best in the market right now. For the past 3 years, Ark has outperformed all of the other hedge funds. So like, you look at that alone, in the past 3 years of profits, like Cathie Wood has beat all of the other hedge funds. So that's what makes her so much more powerful. Like, she has a pretty good track record as well. Now, nobody can always be right forever. It's always a risk tolerance towards it. What you're willing to bet, what you're willing to lose. But it has been proven that in the short term that Cathie has been beating the SP 500. For example, she has a pretty big bet in Tesla in one of the portfolios in Ark, right? And Tesla this year destroyed the SP 500. So call it luck or call it she knows what she's doing, but either way, she's still beating the SP 500 right now. And I took a look through all of the companies that she's invested in her portfolio, and they are deeply rooted in the economy for right now, was what I believe. They show many similar traits to the investing strategies of Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett invests in companies that are deeply rooted into the economy, that it's really hard for them to go away, as they're kind of like the top runner companies. And Cathie Wood follows the same approach, but she takes her approach to like new age tech. So taking a bet in Ark and investing in the ETFs of Ark is also taking a bet on Cathie Wood. Now, for me, I think it's a good investment because Cathie Wood, it's what she does for a living, hedge fund manager. She picks stocks and she constantly rebalances the portfolio for a living. This is what she does every single day, day in and day out. I would personally choose an ETF over individually investing stock. For example, if I was just going to invest in one stock, for example, then I would choose an ETF because it's diversified my money. Let's say you have $100. Would you rather put the $100 into one stock in Apple or maybe Amazon or any sort of stock, for example, or would you rather put it into an ETF fund where it's diversified a million different ways and it's constantly rebalanced? So it's just, that's my thought process there. So one of the reasons that makes ARK one of the best ETFs right now is in the past 3 years it's beat out the competitors in the hedge funds. So it's beat out the other hedge funds. So that's why. And also Cathie Wood is a legendary investor as well. Alright guys, so let's get to the third part of the video. Which ETF under the ARK Invest is the best and which one should you invest in and why? So I picked 3 of them under the ARK Invest that I believe are the best right now. And I'll go over them right now for you. So the first one I have is ARK Innovation, ticker sign ARKK. It's based off 30 to 60 stocks in disruptive tech, oil, robotics, energy, DNA, sequencing, blockchain, and more. So pretty much ARKK is a collection of her main portfolio. It's diverse. So she has she has a few different portfolios right, under ARK. I know it's kind of confusing, but okay. So let's see under ARK right now. So ARKK is a collection of her main the main industries she's in under one index. So ARK is currently trading at $90.80. 365 days ago, it was trading at about $45. So we've seen in the past 365 days, there's been about a 2x growth, which is amazing for a hedge fund. You look at the SP 500, also it can be comparable growth, but it's also a race, it's a race to the long term. The long term, whoever can make the most profit is. Personally, I believe that if you want to diversify, you can go for SP 500. You can go to the main indexes, but you could also go into the smaller ETFs like Cathie's. Cathie's is also one of the biggest and one of the best, so which is why I have a lot of faith in the long term. I believe that it's still really early and her bets are really, really strong and deeply rooted into the economy. It's sort of like if you take a bet into Cathie Woods and ARK right now, you're taking a bet into the future. Versus as Warren Buffett, you're taking a bet into the deeply rooted economy. So it's good diversification depending on your risk tolerance and what you want and what you kind of have a long term for. But overall, that's it. So pretty much ARK, ARKK ticker, is pretty much a generalization of Cathie's, all of the industries that Cathie's in. So it's like fintech, it's next generation web, it's in a lot more of the other like the sectors she's in, all into one. Into 30 to 60 stocks. It's basically a collection of her best work or her best picks into one. So that's why ARKK, ARK Innovation, is number 1. Second pick I have for you guys is ARK Fintech. ARK Fintech is mainly based off financial tech companies. So based off 30 to 60 stocks in the finance, in blockchain, transaction, risk, and more. In the past year, we've seen a double. So right now, ARK Fintech, ticker ARKF, is currently trading at $40.80. About a year ago, it was trading at about $22. So we can see in the past 365 days, it's almost hit a 2x growth, which is amazing because last year, if you put in $100, this year, it'll be worth almost $200. So, and vice versa, if you put in, let's say for example, you put in $100,000, this year it would have been worth close to $200,000. And you do the math, and yeah, that's what it comes out to. So ARK Fintech is, I don't think finance is going to go anywhere. I really don't. I think finance and tech, blockchain, transactions, risk, those industries are going to get bigger and bigger. That's what I believe. And as those industries get bigger, Cathie's bet in ARK Fintech, ARKF, is going to keep on growing and flourishing. Now the third pick I got for you guys in the ARK Invest ETF portfolio is ARK New Generation Internet, ticker ARKW, based off 30 to 60 stocks in the cloud computing, cybersecurity, e-commerce, big data, AI, social, and more. It's currently trading at $58.54. About a year ago, it was at $34. So we see in the past year, it's gone 60%. So which is great as well because I see these industries such as cloud computing, cybersecurity, e-commerce, big data. You look at e-commerce right now, since what happened. It's a boom. Almost every single company, whether they're 100% in e-commerce, has gone up a lot. Like for example, you look at Shopify, they're the technology behind a lot of e-commerce stores. You look at Amazon, they're e-commerce. You look at eBay, a lot of them have just gone up because everybody's staying home, everybody's ordering from the computer, from the internet. So pretty much the next generation internet of ARKW. So yeah guys, those are pretty much the 3 ticker signs under the ETF Invest that I believe that are going to do the best numbers in the long run. So the first one I picked for you guys was, the first one I picked was ARKK, Ark Innovation, which is just a generalization of Cathie's best picks. The second one was ARKF, which is Ark Fintech, which is financial-based tech companies. And then the third one is Ark New Generation Internet, which is basically the new age internet type tech companies that Cathie has picked. So yeah guys, pretty much in this video I went over what an ETF is and what Ark Invest is, why you should buy Ark and what makes it the best ETF, also the best ETFs to pick under the Ark Invest brand. I'll leave links in the description to the Ark Invest the other portfolios that are currently under the Ark Invest brand. They're also really good, but these are just the 3 I picked that I believe have the biggest long-term, that I have the most long-term faith in. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like right now if you enjoyed. Subscribe, leave a comment in your thoughts. And yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys again next time. Peace out.